in the cockpit by laser.
It's going to make flying the aircraft a lot more difficult.
The prank putting pilots and passengers at risk, and which flights are being targeted.
A family ready to rebuild after losing their home to a fire. The zoning change that will cost a fortune, and why insurance won't cover it.
Tracking another Arctic front tomorrow, the 24 snow squalls, plus the coldest air this week.
And he became a Fenway favorite on the road to the World Series win.
It's just something special.
Dan Roach goes one-on-one with Mike Napoli.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 6 starts right now.
Tonight, affected pilots flying over the Boston area. Someone is shining a green laser into their cockpits. It is a dangerous problem the FBAI is trying to stop. Lisa Hughes.
I'm Jack Wood. Pilots on 2 separate flights said that there was a laser pointed in their cockpits. Beth Germano has been working this story for us and has linked details. Beth?
Jack, the airplanes were flying in and out of Logan Airport last night, one approaching and one taking off. That put them in striking distance of a laser. The FAA says reports these kinds of strikes have been soaring, and if this rang, to know who's behind it.
You know, the pilot sitting right up over here, potentially it could be coming from anywhere out the front or from the side.
And a green laser light like this could blind a pilot in an instant. The FAA says 2 planes were targeted last night, a beam of light coming from Fay Park in Newton, another from an area north of Providence. Flight instructor Dave Bashy says even seconds are overwhelming.
Much of the flying that we teach is based on visual references to the outside horizon, so if you lose that, potentially it could disorient you.
Now Newton police are trying to figure out who was in this park, possibly playing a dangerous game with aircraft about 8:30. In that case, a Boston to Atlanta Delta flight had just taken off and was at 14,000 feet. But 15 minutes later, a JetBlue flight coming into Boston at 11,000 feet also reported a laser strike. Landing and takeoff, crucial moments for a pilot.
Because that's when things are happening a lot quicker. You're closer to the ground, so you have less time to respond.
Curiously enough, in this Newton neighborhood 4 miles from Fort A Park, a driver claims someone pointed a laser at him yesterday as he turned from Sumner onto Gibbs Street.
He noticed a person standing on the street, and the person was holding something in his hand which emitted a green laser type of light. It shone into his face, shone into his eyes. He kind of described it as dazzling to his eyes.
They are powerful beams, and Newton police want to know if the incidents are connected.
But it's extremely coincidental that a green laser light was used in both incidents.
There were nearly 4,000 reported laser strikes just last year, 17 of them in Boston. The FAA and the FBI have been cracking down with fines to send a message about the threat these beams of light impose. Lisa?
Beth, thank you. The weather now, some of us saw snow showers today. Otherwise, we all felt the cold, but tomorrow could be even more interesting. Our chief meteorologist, Eric Fisher, joins us now with the AccuWeather forecast. Eric?
Lisa, yeah, more snow will be in the air tomorrow afternoon. The cold will stay. Now, look at these wind chill values. I mean, it's all people, and you're talking about single digits to low teens. I know there's a lot of winter fatigue. It's in the newsroom here, out in the streets. I'm sure it's in your home where you're watching right now. Tonight we're looking at single digits. A couple towns could even go sub-zero. The wind comes down, mainly clear skies, starlight. The system that we're watching for tomorrow is right here across the Great Lakes. That's going to bring the coldest air of the week. It's also going to bring a coating to a couple inches of snow. We'll time those squalls out for you coming up in just about 10 minutes. Lisa, back to you.
All right, Eric, thank you. Now to a developing story. More people may have been exposed to the measles. One of the 2 people infected with the measles went to seek treatment at the Harvard Vanguard office in Wellesley, February 17th. Other patients who are at the office are now being warned they may have been exposed. And this news tonight, organizers of the Boston Marathon are notifying runners about new security rules for this year's race. Jonathan Lax is here with the details. Jonathan?
Well, there are some changes that every the runners should know about. The BAA now sent out an email to all the runners today letting them know about the new regulations they will have to follow. The big headline here, no bags. Runners will not be allowed to bring bags of clothes to either the starting line or the finishing line as they have in years past. The BAA will let runners check in gear in special approved bags on the Boston Common the morning of the race, so they'll have something for the end of the marathon. And also banned backpacks, suitcases, and rolling bags, strollers, personal hydration systems like the Camelbacks, costumes that cover your sporting equipment or big flags. Those are all now on the banned list. Runners also have to pick up their own bibs. You can't have somebody do it for you. You have to go get it. And finally, the organizers say that they will strictly be cracking down on the bandits who typically hop into the race without a number. That's also not going to happen this year. Lisa?
With 36,000 people, Jonathan, I guess they can't afford to have anybody else in there. Thank you. You can see the full list of restrictions on our website, cbsboston.com, and WBZ will have live coverage of the marathon Monday, April 21st. We're proud to be your official marathon station.
Well, tragedy has struck again. This time an elderly Methuen couple is dead after a raging fire destroyed their home early this morning. Video shot by a neighbor shows the intensity of the flames. By the time firefighters got to the scene, they had no chance to save the couple. That couple had lived in the home on Buckwood Drive for years and years. By daylight, there was nothing left of the home. Neighbors are stunned.
It's a shame that they had to go that way. It's terrible. He was always around. She took care of our dog when my parents went away, and they were very good people. He was just a nice guy.
There were no working smoke detectors in that house. Cause of the fire still under investigation.
New at 6 tonight, a family living in a trailer for months next to their burned-out home. Now, they're ready and willing to rebuild, but the town says any new home on that site to be built on expensive stilts that insurance will cover and they can't afford. Bill Shields has their story.
When fire drove them from their home last November, the Party family had to move into a temporary mobile home. But they thought it wouldn't be long, that their insurance would pay for the repairs.
A lot of sleepless nights, just not knowing will we get back into our house.
The problem? FEMA's controversial floodplain maps, which put the Party's home where it had never been before, in a tidal zone. So instead of simply repairing the fire damage, they would have to rebuild the house to withstand a monumental flood.
The new regulation is saying that because I'm in a velocity zone, I have to build my house on stilts, which is not a cheap endeavor. For my size, we're talking about $100,000.
And their 17-year-old daughter, well, she just wants to have her room back.
I just want to have a home to come to. Everybody has a home and a family to come to. Yes, I have a family and I have a loving and a beautiful family, but I don't have that home.
Absolutely 100% FEMA. The town has been trying to find a way to help us.
As soon as next week, Congress is expected to vote on new FEMA regulations concerning flood zones. Part of that will include grandfathering for homeowners. The parties and a lot of other people are hoping their grandfathered in. In Wareham, I'm Bill Shields, WBZ News.
Aaron Hernandez has been separated from another inmate that he fought with inside the Bristol County House of Corrections. Apparently the fight happened yesterday inside the jail's housing unit. The sheriff says officers quickly broke it up. No one needed medical treatment, but there was a breakdown in the rules, which allowed the fight to happen in the first place.
Only one inmate's allowed out at a time, and we're investigating now to find out why two inmates lived out at the same time in that unit.
Well, the sheriff says that Hernandez and the other inmate could be disciplined or even charged criminally, depending upon what comes out of the investigation.
Well, tonight, the Suffolk Downs casino bid remains alive. Now, the Revere voters have approved the new plan. But as we all know, there have been a lot of ups and downs with this bid, which was first proposed back in June of 2012. Let's start with Caesars Palace. It joined as a partner, but was forced out last October because of problems with the background check. Then, East Boston voters said no. They thought the project had to be redesigned, and in fact it did. And that led to the Revere vote. Suffolk soon, though, found a new partner in Mohegan Sun, and we're going to find out in May whether Suffolk has, in fact, won that license. Jack.
All right, Lisa. Amherst College is preparing a Hollywood-style premiere for its new Los Angeles campus. And check out the building. Emerson, LA sits right on Sunset Boulevard. It can handle more than 200 students who learn in wired classrooms and be able to use an open-air performance space. Grand opening, by the way, if you'd like to fly out, that's next month. And coming up next on WBZ News, a man killed in a hit-and-run crash. How snow-covered sidewalks may have played a big role in the tragedy.
Boston's bid for the Olympics, where the city scores, and the problems that may be too big to overcome.
Hey, on Wednesday's Child, we're going to have some fun with Jacob and Emily, a brother and sister, who are hoping to find a home together. They're cute and caring, and I guarantee you, they'll make you laugh.
Well, we could use a good chuckle around here with the weather forecast we've got. I'll tell you what, cold and snow, it sticks around for a while. We'll track the chances in just a few minutes.
The Subaru dealers of New England, Washington's birthday sales event is going on now. Buy a brand new Subaru for Motor Trend's 2014 Sport Utility of the Year and was awarded Top Safety Pick Plus by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Drive home a brand new Subaru Forester for only $21,995. Don't miss the Subaru Dealers of New England Washington's birthday sales event.
Where would you rather sleep on, this or this? Before you buy a memory foam mattress, check the tag. If it says made in China, that mattress looked like this before you bought it. You see, the manufacturer crushes and rolls it to save space and money, and it stays like this for months before you get it. I mean, this can't be good. At Jordan's, all our memory foam mattresses are made right here, never rolled to crush. The only thing that's the same about our mattresses and theirs is the price, just $5.97.
That's mine.
That's mine.
Come on, Bert.
It's mine. Kyle. Revenge is best served with 272 horses.
Current 9 GMLCs. Lease this 2014 ATS for $299 per month. Visit New England Cattle.
Ladies, how are you?
Your vacation with a Southwest Airlines sale. Go to southwest.com where our lowest fares are now available, as low as $69 one way. Book now at southwest.com and Carpe Vacay.
My name is Bill Healy. I'm an orthopedic at the Kaplan Joint Center. We have performed thousands of hip and knee replacement operations, and our patient experience is among the best in Boston. I'm Dr. Joe McCarthy. Our staff focuses solely on joint replacement and great outcomes for patients. We use research-driven surgical innovations to get you back doing the things you want.
To learn more, call 855-DHIP. If you're suffering from arthritis in the hip, knee, or shoulder, we'll see you within 48 hours.
Hey, son. Can I borrow your car?
Again? How long? Not long. You're not being stupid, are you? Oh. And I was home by 10. 10? Okay, midnight.
Mercedes-Benz CLA.
Dad!
Available at her chambers for an affordable $30,895.
Unshoveled sidewalks that are ice covered may have played a big role in the death of a Nashua, New Hampshire man who was killed by a hit-and-run driver. The victim, 63-year-old Robert Jerome, was walking in the street because he couldn't walk on the sidewalk when he was hit by a car on Pine Street. You can see how hard it is for people to try to navigate these very icy sidewalks in that area. Neighbors say the city should do more to get people to shovel.
Yeah, their responsibility to take care of the front of their store or their residents. You know, obviously, I live around here, and I shovel. You got to shovel.
Walk in the street, possibly get hit by a car, or walk down a sidewalk over a snowbank, ice, and fall, slip, break a leg.
Well, police are trying to find the driver who killed Jerome, but they don't have much to go on so far. Not even a description of the car that hit it.
Well, if Boston is serious about hosting the 2024 Olympics, it will have to overcome a few hurdles. The Boston Globe is reporting that the commission looking at the feasibility of the games here finds that the city has the hotel rooms, the security expertise, and definitely the cultural appeal to host. But there is no room for an 80,000-seat Olympic stadium or a 100-acre Olympic village. The International Olympic Committee prefers those to being near a city center. And two big announcements from the MBTA. The Yawkey commuter rail station is going to open on March 10th. That station has been rebuilt as the first piece of a massive new development. It's going to put office towers and apartments right over the Mass Pike. Today, March 10th, the T is going to expand its commuter rail service on the Worcester-Framingham line. And the T will be adding extra trains that will stop at each station on that line.
Now, proof of my growing maturity and all that. I'm not going to complain about the weather anymore. It's wintertime. You know, it gets cold,
Hey,
sweat.
that was good. That was good. It was almost contagious.
Did I say old age? I didn't.
No. Just the maturity part. We did see a little sun today, Eric, at least here.
Yeah, there's some sun outside. Wind was only gusting to about 25. The wind chill values were at 0, so I guess it's a start. And we look off to the the west, and boy, it could be worse. It's 25 in Boston, but it's 13 degrees in Chicago, 14 in Detroit, and even into the south. 42 degrees in Atlanta when March is around the corner. I mean, the daffodils are blooming. Their trees are blooming. So when you're talking about nights down to the 20s there, that's unusual stuff. Now, around here, we're down to 17 in Worcester, 13 already in North Adams. It is going to be a really cold night. Clearing skies, the winds will diminish, and some towns even go sub-zero overnight tonight. Going about 1 below in Keene, some of the valleys around the Monadnocks, 3 below in Pittsfield, 3 in Springfield. Boston, follow me, 12 degrees overnight and around 20 on Nantucket. The ice is so thick on the ponds and lakes right now. It's been an unbelievable time. And the clouds melting away, the snow showers all done from earlier on this afternoon. The next weather system we're watching out across the Great Lakes, and it's very similar to the one we saw today. The one exception, a little more oomph to this particular one. So as we head toward midday in the early afternoon tomorrow, there'll be batches of snow squalls and showers breaking out. And some of these squalls could be briefly heavily for a time. So you look out the window, you say, oh my goodness, how much snow are we going to pick up? Well, they will be moving pretty quickly, and by the early evening, all of them will be pushing off to sea to the east. But there will be some flakes around. There'll be at times some low visibility, and that could impact the afternoon and evening drive. And then behind it, it's all about the cold. Total snow, a coating to as much as 2 inches. And it's tough to say exactly where, because these are hit or miss squalls, but especially in the higher terrain, your best shot at seeing up to 2 inches of snow. For the most part, we should not need the plows as we head through tomorrow. But it will be a little bit tricky at times. Temperatures cold, so snow will stick. 25 the high in Worcester, 31 in Boston. Essentially, what you saw today is what you get tomorrow. But the coldest this and maybe even for this month is moving in toward Thursday night and Friday. And with that, Thursday night will be absolutely bitterly cold. We might even get wind chill advisories. On Friday, we're looking at highs in the teens to low 20s. Friday night, we go sub-zero again. On Saturday, we warm, relatively speaking, with sun and clouds in a high near 30. And then we watch Sunday into Monday. And these are the ingredients for this next potential storm. More Arctic air. It seems like an endless supply right now. It's coming down across the plains, meets up with the moisture from the Gulf, and along that boundary, a storm is born. And this one a little bit different than some of the others. Not a coastal event, but we have this big boundary set up, and with it, you've got winds converging. The warm air from the south, the cold air from the north, right in the middle, it has to go up. And so we'll have a big area of snow to track. So we head towards Sunday night and Monday, anywhere from southern New England back to the Ohio Valley and toward the plains. What we have to figure out now, and we're still several days out, is where exactly is that boundary? It will mean everything in terms of our forecast. A little farther to the south, we would miss out on the big snow. If it's on top of us, of course, we have a significant event to talk about. In the here now, just cold for the next several days, well below average temperatures, nights absolutely frigid. The weekend looks pretty quiet. There'll be some snow showers around on Sunday, but it doesn't look big. Sunday night into Monday is that time to watch. And whether or not we get snow next week, you guessed it, it's going to be cold outside. Who's excited about that? Jack, Lisa, back to you.
Crickets over here. All right, Eric, thanks. Let's go south, way south to spring training.
Yeah, let's do that. We could use a little bit of sunshine in our lives.
Well, hop on board because we'll take you down there. No crickets down there. They're smiling down there. Sox play their first games of the spring tomorrow with a doubleheader against Northeastern and Boston College. Most of the regulars will play the Huskies in the early game, including Mike Napoli, whose face still has last year's beard. Dan Roach says Napoli's first year in Boston was simply as good as it gets.
After a hip issue forced him to accept a one-year, $5 million incentive-filled contract last offseason, Mike Napoli had one simple goal coming into 2013.
Stay the whole year, be on the field throughout the season, show everybody that my hips are fine.
Goal accomplished, as Napoli switched to first base full-time from catcher and appeared in 139 games, hitting .259 with 23 homers and a career-high 92 RBI, while adding huge hits in the postseason, like a game-winning Game 3 ALCS monster home run off of Justin Verlander of the Tigers.
It was definitely one of the better balls I've ever hit.
And when the Sox won it all, Napoli was front and center on the party train.
Did you enjoy winning the World Series at all?
I enjoyed every second of it.
Every time you get worried about, hey, anyone know where Mike Napoli is? You'd pop up on Twitter every once in a while in a different position. What was that like for you? Do you remember any of it?
I was like by myself, running around the streets of Boston, partying with the fans.
Find anything in the beard?
Nah, I've been trimming it up. We got so long in the off season, I had to trim it up a little bit. So, I still take care of it. Just like during the season. I'll be keeping it this year.
Napoli was a free agent this off season, and he quickly re-upped 2 years and $32 million.
I told my agent straight up that let's try to get a deal done quick with Boston. I don't want to go anywhere else. It worked out that way.
Dan Roach, WBZ Sports.
All right, Roachy, man, he is so likable. Both the Bruins and Celtics are in action tonight. The Bees are playing their first game since the Olympic break. They'll face the Sabres in Buffalo without Tuukka Rask. He's sitting this one out
to get some rest. As for the Celtics, they take on the Atlanta Hawks at the Garden. Now, Celtics coach Brad Stevens said he talked to Rajon Rondo about staying in L.A. to celebrate his birthday last week instead of going to Sacramento with the team. Stevens said he wants to move forward. Jared Sullivan, Avery Bradley, and Kelly Olynyk are all out for tonight. The NHL trade deadline is exactly 1 week from today. Bees GM Peter Chiarelli joined Toucher and Rich on 98.5 The Sports Hub this morning. He said he hopes to bolster his squad.
We're trying to improve our team. I have to think very tight. I would anticipate doing something. I'm looking for a blockbuster, but that type of deal may be hard to do this year. And even adding with the number of teams that are still in it will be hard. But we're gonna try our best.
And this will be the last year Dick and Rick Hoyt run the Boston Marathon together. Dick has pushed his son Rick in a wheelchair along the 26-mile course for more than 3 decades. WBZ is your official marathon station. You can watch the race live on Monday, April 21st, right here on WBZ. That certainly should be quite a day.
They are such a part of the fabric of New England. God bless them.
All the way
That's
around.
what a story.
It is.
Thank you, Steve. CBS Evening News coming up in a few moments at 6:30.
And Scott Pelley joins us live from New York now with a preview. Scott?
Hey, Lisa and Jack, great to be with you in Boston. We're going to start the broadcast tonight with a story out of Arizona. Rarely has any governor in this country been under such pressure for veto or signing of a bill. This is the bill that would allow businesses in Arizona to discriminate against certain people based on the religious beliefs of the business owner. Very controversial. We're going to start the broadcast with that tonight. We'll also have the latest severe weather forecast as well. Those stories and the rest of the world news coming up on the CBS Evening News in about 10 minutes.
All right, Scott, thank you. Up next, a couple of sweet kids on Wednesday's Child. Emily and Jacob love and watch over each other, but they're a typical brother and sister, and I promise you, they'll crack you up.
CBS tonight.
No.
It only took 4 minutes to kidnap this little girl. These profilers have less than 24 hours.
Whoever took her must have been stalking them.
Who has her, Garcia?
I don't know.
To find her. Where is she?
I want my mommy.
You know nothing about what it takes to be a mother. New Criminal Minds at a special time. CBS tonight.
A man pioneers a way to see the unseen. Radar. Forever providing safer journeys. The Mazda 6 uses radar in its available class-exclusive suite of 7 safety features for greater confidence behind the wheel. Introducing the Mazda 6. What do you drive? Now, lease the 2014 Mazda 6 Sport for $199 a month for 36 months.
Based on a real car insurance claim. Really.
I had just put my groceries in the trunk when an invisible car came out of nowhere, hit my car, then vanished.
Well, one thing that will never disappear is your AAA insurance agent. We're always here to help, and you can count on low AAA car insurance rates that can save you a lot of money. Really.
Unbelievable.
Get a quote from AAA today.
This month, GMC is going to work for you, using new ideas and incredible thinking to bring you a professional-grade lineup of advanced engineering and higher standards. And with 2 years of scheduled maintenance on the entire GMC lineup, February is a great time for you to step up to a new GMC. Just announced, through February 28th, use your President's Day bonus cash to lease this 2014 Terrain SLE for around $199 per month. Find your dealer at gmcdealer.com.
Yeah, it's big, really big. It's the biggest sale of the season going on now at Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Hurry in for some really big deals on great-looking Lazy Boy styles throughout the store. Sofas, love seats, sectionals, and more. Get up to 30% off your total purchase, plus 36-month special financing for big-time comfort and quality at small prices. Our biggest sale of the season is too big to miss. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
This is the Bach Honda President's Day sales event.
Come on
At Bach Honda, we have everything you're looking for at one of our 2 great locations. Bach Honda on the Auto Mile, Route 1 in Norwood, or Bach Honda West on Littleton Road in Westford, Mass. Drive home a brand new Honda Civic for just $69 per month. 2 great Bach Honda locations, 1 legendary low Bach Honda price. We've got it!
Tonight on Wednesday's Child, a sister and brother who need a family. Emily is only 9 years old, but she's like a little mother to her 8-year-old brother Jacob.
Emily, though, can get a little frustrated with that little brother. And what happens then is hilarious.
Wednesday's Child.
They're a sister and brother who love to be together and are hoping for an adoptive home. As a treat, I took 9-year-old Emily and 8-year-old Jacob to the Treat Cupcake Bar in Needham. They loved every bite. Emily looks after Jacob. Is Emily nice?
Yes.
I know she looks after you, doesn't she?
Yes.
He's been diagnosed with a mild case of autism, but he's full of fun and very communicative. So what do you like to do?
I love playing my toys.
Really? What's your favorite toy?
A game.
Emily is a character with a mischievous personality that is really fun to watch, especially when her little brother gets under her skin.
And that's everyone. Is Emily moaning? Jacob, that is not true, Jacob.
Do you watch the news on television, Jacob?
No.
What?
I watch Elmo. I want a living home that likes to bake.
Bake?
Likes to watch families together and like plays games.
And it wants both of you.
Yes.
You want to stick together.
Yes.
Would you help with Jacob? Would you give him a hug once in a while?
Yeah. If he doesn't aggravate me.
Isn't that precious?
It's honest.
If he doesn't aggravate, we could have put on 5 minutes of this. They are so cute. I think the right family, they're just going to have a ball with these kids.
And you can tell how much she loves him.
Oh, she looks after him. Just don't bug her. For more information on Emily and Jacob, call the Massachusetts Adoption Resource Exchange. Their number is 1-800-882-1176. Success stories on my website, JackWilliamsWednesdaysChild.com.
We'll be right back.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Wachusett Mountain. Mountain fun, minutes away. Click Wachusett.com.
They're the shoppers stores don't like. People who return things over and over. But now the rules on returns are changing. How online retailers are tracking you and getting even with customers who keep sending things back. Tonight on WBZ News at 11.
The Herb Chambers President's Sales Event is going on now at all 52 Herb Chambers locations. Every luxury, every top import, and every domestic vehicle is priced with incredible savings. Our buying power means you pay less for your car, SUV, or truck. And at Herb Chambers, you always get more for your trade. The Herb Chambers President's Sales Event has been extended through the end of the month. Visit herbchambers.com or any one of our 52 Herb Chambers dealerships today.
Report a claim. Pay your bill. Safety's mobile app is just one more way we help you manage life's storms. For auto, home, and business, ask your independent agent about safety insurance.
My dad has atrial fibrillation, or AFib. He has the most common kind. It's not caused by a heart valve problem. Dad, it says you're AFib, but you have 5 times greater risk of stroke.
That's why I take my warfarin every day.
But it looks like maybe we should ask your doctor about Pradaxa.
In a clinical trial, Pradaxa, dabigatran-etexylate mesylate, was proven superior to warfarin at reducing the risk of stroke, and unlike warfarin, with no regular blood tests or dietary restrictions.
Hey, thanks for calling my doctor.
Sure.
Pradaxa is not for people with artificial heart valves. Don't stop taking Pradaxa without talking to your doctor. Stopping increases your risk of stroke. Ask your doctor if you need to stop Pradaxa before surgery or a medical or dental procedure. Pradaxa can cause serious, sometimes fatal bleeding. Don't take Pradaxa if you have abnormal bleeding or have had a heart valve replaced. Seek immediate medical care for unexpected signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Pradaxa may increase your bleeding risk any further. Have a bleeding condition, ulcer, take aspirin, NSAIDs, or blood thinners. Or if you have kidney problems, especially if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctors about all medicines you take. Pradaxa's side effects include indigestion, stomach pain, upset, or burning. If you or someone you love has AFib not caused by a heart valve problem, ask your doctor about reducing the risk of stroke with Pradaxa.
Mr. Roosevelt has uncovered some disturbing news.
Guys, President's Day is not a day.
What about my birthday?
It's a sale, a giant, humongous sale.
It's the Honda President's Day sales event, where you can get a great deal on a great new Honda. Check out the fun-to-drive Civic. Lease the all-wheel drive CR-V for just $219 a month. Or lease the award-winning Accord for just $199 a month.
I should have at least been consulted.
The Honda President's Day sales event has just been extended at your New England Honda dealers.
The CBS Evening News, celebrating 50 years of the very best original reporting.
WBZ, proud to be your official home for the Boston Marathon.
Well, you ready for another wintry night?
You bet I am. You?
Yes.
We're not rubbing it in.
I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry.
Hey, have a great night tonight.